Okay, good. We're getting a little late start because my last class. I apologize, but let's go ahead and start. This is my philosophy class. Welcome. My name is Eric. It's a good place where you guys can be able to express your opinions in English, maybe some things you have thought about in your own native language before, and now we'll get to put in English. Today we're going to be talking about patriotism, right? What is it to be a patriot, right? And is it a good thing to be a patriot, right? You may love your country, but what about the morality? Can you go too far? Can you be too little? Do you owe things to the whole global community? Do you owe moral things to other countries versus your own country? So we will talk about things like that. Okay. Then we've got Amar. Amar, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Perfect, perfect. Amar, where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, good. Saudi Arabia. Good. All right. And why are you learning English?
I study computer networks.
I'm sorry, what?
Computer networks.
Okay. Oh, computer networks. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And how long have you been learning English?
That is a hard question actually, because I watch a movie maybe 5 years or so. I mostly learn from the movie.
Okay, you learn most from movies. Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right. And so, let's get. So, are you in you're working right now, or are you still a student?
No, still student.
Okay, still student. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, perfect. I'm glad that you're here, there, Amar. Then we've got Christina again. Christina, how are you?
Still fine.
Good. I apologize for cutting you off there last class.
No, it's not your fault. It's
okay.
fine. The topic was so hot.
Yeah. There was a lot to talk about, and really there's far more ideas that we could have talked about.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You can make the second class by the topic we have already discussed, I guess.
Right, right. We'll do philosophy of music part 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good. Well, good, good. I'm glad you came back there, Christina. That's good. Let's see. We've also got Abdullah. Abdullah, how are you? Abdallah, sorry, Abdallah.
Yes, I'm fine. How are you, teacher?
Perfect. Welcome back. What's the good news?
Thanks.
What's the good news today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. Any plans today? What time is it where you're at?
No plans because it's 9 p.m.
It's what?
9 p.m. the end
oh,
of the
okay.
day.
Okay, it's the end of the day. Okay, so no plans for sure. Just the plan is to go to bed, right?
Yes. The most important plan.
Okay, well, good. Good. Let's see. We've got Bruno. Bruno, how are you today?
Hello. I'm very good. How about you?
Good. I can't complain.
Cool.
So, good. Excuse me. Oh man, sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I got something in my throat. Okay, sorry, Bruno. What's the good news?
Everything's old. I've got anything new. Everything new.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything's old. Okay. Nothing's new.
Well, I think that's fine. That's fine. Any plans today?
I don't know. I'm just gonna stay home and chill.
There you go. There you go. Just relax and learn English, right? Okay.
Relax and.
Okay. Well, good. Let's see. And then we've got so we've got Hernan again. Hernan, how are you?
Hi, I'm pretty fine.
Good. Hernan, have you've been in my class before the last one, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I've been there.
right. I remember. What class was it?
It was about the behavior of people if we were born evil or not.
That's right.
So, pretty nice class.
good, good. Or I'm glad to see you again. How have things been?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, well, good, good. Renan, I'm glad to see you again. Glad you came back. Then we've got Inga. Inga, how are you?
Hi, Eric. Nice. What about you?
I'm decent. I'm decent. Other than that coughing fit, I'm great. So
Do you have a new haircut?
I do. I got a new haircut. Yeah. So I got it last week. Sometimes I have to keep it short. Yeah. So what's the good news, Inga? What's new in your life?
Nothing special, as usual.
Okay, just as usual. That's good. Let's see. Then we've got Kubra. Kubra, how are you today?
I am very bad.
You're very bad.
Yes.
Uh-oh, how come? Why?
What about you?
Oh, I'm excellent. I'm good. So why are you bad?
Nothing.
Student.
Okay, Google kicked everyone out?
Yes.
Google. Yeah. Okay, that's frustrating. Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry, I was talking to Kubra. Kubra, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you right now. My connection went. I think.
I think
Can you
everyone's
hear me?
connection went bad. Yes, I can hear you, Kubra.
Yes, I see. My today was boring because it's raining, and I haven't a school or other things.
Okay, okay. Well, Kubra, I hope you can enjoy the class. I'm glad you're here.
Thank
Let's
you.
see. Let's see. Then we've got Lendon. Lendon, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy because we are on holiday today, so we don't work and go to school.
Hey, there you go. There you go. What are you going to do with your day?
I joined a bunch of classes in Berlin.
There you go. There you go. That's good. So, Lendon, I can kind of see your face in that picture. It's too small, but it was like I was telling Ahmad the other day that it's interesting to put a face. What?
To put a face to the voice.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Well, good. Len, glad you're here. And again, I might be using that poem. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. Let's see. Ralendar or Raljendar? Raljendar, is that you? Is that how I say your name?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Rajinder, you have a lot of background noise. There's a lot of noise where you're at. So I'm gonna except for when you're speaking, I want you to keep yourself on mute. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you from?
India.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to put you back on mute, and if you want to express your opinion, you can unmute yourself, okay? Okay, let's see. We've still got some more noise. No.
Hello.
Nope, sorry, Wolf, I didn't mean to mute you. Okay. Where is the other noise coming from? Can you guys hear the noise as well?
Yeah,
or is that
yeah.
just me?
Yes.
Okay, I may be going through and muting you. Okay, Rollinger, I need you on mute. I need you muted, okay, because you're very noisy. There we go. It's quiet.
Ooh.
Perfect. Okay, and then we've got Wolf. Wolf, how are you?
Fine.
Perfect.
you?
Welcome back. Welcome back, Wolf.
Thanks.
Good. Okay, so you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about patriotism, right? So what it is to be a patriot, right? Does anyone not know what a patriot is?
Sure.
Can you write it in the verbling chat?
Yeah,
To
sure.
be sure. Just
Yes,
to be
okay.
sure.
And actually, can I have someone volunteer to explain what is a patriot?
I can.
Go ahead.
So I think that patriot is a person who loves a lot his country, who loves the people, who loves hymns, who loves I don't know, all the things connected with patri. Do you have the word patri?
Patriotism. Patriot. Or yeah, so they're patriot and they're patriotic.
No, and like the country, like patri.
Oh, their
Country.
motherland, maybe?
So you don't have a word patri from which provided all the patriotic, etc.
No, but I know what you mean.
Because in other languages it exists, like patrie in French and in other languages too.
There may be, and I'm not thinking of it right, but you could be a patriot, you could be patriotic, and there's patriotism. But I don't know if I think I know what you're talking about. I can't think of a word that would be that word.
But it should exist.
It should. It should. But
How
again,
can it not?
Maybe I'm just not thinking of the word. But okay, but that's good. Thank you for the definition, though, there, Christina. Yes. So
I'm
again,
right.
someone that loves their country, right, is a patriot. Okay. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the morals or the ethics of patriotism, right? Is it the right thing to do to be a patriot, or how much, right? So we're going to be reading some things first here. So let's go ahead and we're going to open up this link right here. So patriotism, a menace first. Okay, so I shared that. And we're only going to read just one little paragraph here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So can I have a volunteer for someone to read this sentence right here?
Yeah, if you make it a little bit bigger.
Yes, of course. That's too big. Let's see. Does that work? Is that big enough?
I don't see it quite well, but I have the link. I can read it from here.
Okay, so it's the part that says, "What then is patriotism?"
Got it. What then is patriotism? Patriotism, sir, is the last resort of scoundrels, said Dr. Johnson, Leo Tolstoy. The greatest anti-patriot of our times defines patriotism as a principle that will justify the training of wholesale murderers, a trade that requires better equipment for the exercise of man-killing than the making of such necessities of life as shoes, clothing, and houses, a trade that guarantees better returns and greater glory than that of the average working man.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so any questions about the words in this paragraph?
Scoundrels.
I'm sorry, what word?
Scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
Sort of scoundrels.
Okay, good. Does anyone know what scoundrels are? Okay, so scoundrels would be maybe thieves or ruffians or burglars, bad people essentially, right? People that are not trustworthy. They're not good people. Okay, any other questions?
Well,
Okay, no questions there?
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Did the scandals mean also like how do I put this? It it's
Like
the word is
Barbara?
flying from my mind.
Okay, do you want to think about it and ask me later?
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. All right, so no other questions here? Okay, so this part right here basically says that patriotism is a bad thing, right? Because it prepares people to kill other people, right? It makes people set up against each other, so they'll want to kill each other. It makes people think they're better than others, okay? So we're just going to read that one. Now we're going to read another part that's going to argue against it, and then we're going to talk about it. So let me give you the next link right here, okay? And we are going to jump down to this quote right here. So for anyone that's following through, go ahead and come down here. It says, if I do not understand the enacted narrative. Okay, but we should be able to zoom. Okay, good. Can I have a volunteer for someone to read this paragraph?
I can.
Which one?
This one right here, if you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen? No, you can't see my screen. No wonder. Okay. This one right here. You guys can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a volunteer? Would someone like to read that for me?
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. You
Okay, go ahead. First one to start can go.
Where is the screen? If I do not understand the enacted narrative of my own individual life as embedded in the history of my country, I will not understand what I owe to others or or where is it?
And what others owe to me.
I don't see it. What
Did it go away?
others owe to me. For what crimes of my nation I am bound to make reparation, for what benefits to my nation I am bound to feel gratitude, understanding what is owed to and by me, and understanding the history of communities of which I am a part is one of the same thing.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. Any questions about any of the words here?
enacted.
Good. Okay. Does anyone know what enacted mean? Okay. So
it's like antonym of acted. No?
Yeah, so you get act in there for sure. Yes, something that is happening right now, something that is played out or occurring, right? Okay. Any other questions?
Embedded.
Good. Does anyone know what embedded means?
Like
From the word bed.
No, it doesn't. Let it. Go ahead.
It's like it's inside. He's telling that
Yes.
history is inside of the history of his country.
Exactly. Yes, something that's inside. Okay. Any other questions? Does anyone know what reparation is?
No.
It's like
Okay.
when something is broken, the process of fixing.
Exactly. No? Yes, yes. To fix something would be make reparation. I'm fixing it. Good. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So this one right here, this is arguing the other side, basically saying that, listen, I need to understand myself as part of the history of my country, right? Everything that I am is because of my country, right? And when I understand that, you know, I am bound to feel gratitude to my nation. I am bound to do what is right for my nation, right? And I'm bound to follow the laws, right? I'm essentially what he's saying is, if you understand who you are and how you're made up, you're bound to be a patriot. You have to be a patriot to do the right thing because you understand that your country made you who you are. Okay? So again, we have two arguing sides. One that says patriotism, right, makes us bad people, right? Puts us above others and makes us fight and have war with other people. And then one that says that we actually can't be moral people unless we are first patriots, unless we understand what our country did for us. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've set it up here. Now, let's talk about this. First, broad question here. What do you guys think about that, right? Is it a good thing to be a patriot, or is it a bad thing to be a patriot?
Good thing,
Okay, why?
because you love your country, but it's not too bad. Like if anyone said your country is not good, you come to him and become a big problem for him. If he said your country is not good country, you
Okay.
big a fight with him and yeah.
Okay, so only a certain amount of patriotism, right? A certain amount.
Yeah, like
Okay.
levels. You don't become level 10
Mm-hmm.
from 1 to
Okay.
10. Yeah,
Okay, yes, so
maybe
don't be a 10.
7, 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, some love of country is good, but some is bad. Okay. And London's saying the same thing, you know, a normal love, not an extreme love. Okay. Any other thoughts? Okay, so let's just define those kind of things. Again, Linda, what would normal love of country be?
Like being proud and love your country, but without being so extremist that you may, if someone tells you, "No, I like, for example, Mexico," and you love your country so much that you may hate him or fight with him.
Mm-hmm.
So you just to love your country and without being so.
Like racist. Don't be racist for only your country.
Okay, don't be racist. Okay, and now, is there a difference between racism and patriotism?
Yes, racism is against somebody, and patriotism is for your country.
But I'm not racist, right? But I could be for white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe is that a bad thing for me to be for white people?
Of course it is bad, because it's racism, you know. Because everybody is the same, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people are different, because we are all human, and we have to be treated the same. And yeah, so I think it's a bad thing.
Right. Again, and I agree. I think people ought to be treated the same because it's equal, right? But I love America, right? I love America, right? But again, I'm not racist, so I'm going to make sure I'm saying this. But I could say I love white people, right? So I love the interest of America, and I love the interest of white people. Right? What makes it wrong for me to say that part and not the I love America part? Because what I'm doing is I'm choosing a group to favor.
Yeah.
I favor Americans, and I can favor white people.
But I don't understand your point, because they are also American citizens. Why don't you like them?
What's that? What?
I mean, I don't understand your point, because you said that you like white people, yeah? You don't like black people in America. But
I didn't say that. I did not say that I don't like white people. Right?
No, it's okay. You assume, yeah, you assume. But imaginary situation. Okay, but is a black people is American citizen. They are patriot. They fight their country. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, repeat that again.
I mean, black people also American citizen. They can be patriots. They can fight for United States in the front line. Why don't you like them? Because they're also American citizens and they're patriots.
Oh, no, no, okay, yeah, well, I understand. And yes, I'm not arguing against black people in no way, right? I wouldn't say that at all, right? If I was black, right, I would say I love black people, right? What I'm trying to say is, what is the difference between someone that says, you know, I love Mexico because I'm Mexican, and I love being Spanish, right? Or I love being Latino, or a Latin person, right? Because I'm Spanish, right? Or again, maybe Russian because I'm Russian, right? Any of those things. What is the difference between race and country?
When you say that you love only people, you make yourself belong to a small group. But when you say that you love your country, country is so many races, so many religions, so many cultures. So you belong to biggest group. Many, I mean, it's not like a small. You don't put yourself in small places. You live in. You belong to biggest nation, biggest people.
Okay, so maybe it's different because nations are bigger, they have more people, and does that make my duty bigger?
What do you mean by duty?
Okay,
when
so
you say you make your duty bigger.
Okay.
For example, what is your duty toward white people?
Right. Again, that would be my question, right? Do I have a duty to my country, right? Let's say I do have a duty to my country, right? Do I have a duty to my race? Is that what makes it different? Is maybe I don't owe my race anything, but I owe my country something? That's why it's the right thing to be a patriot?
I think it's a patriot don't do that. I think it's a patriot wants to contribute your country in a good way. Patriot means not only fighting your country in the front line. Patriot also means uh, gain more reputation, make I mean one they maybe you are a scientist, you make a really good invention for your country, is a good contribution for your country. Yeah, or maybe you are a musician, you I mean uh, gain you receive really good awards in international awards. It's a good contribution your country. It makes country proud of you, and this it's a good. It's in a good way. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah. Okay. So again, I can contribute things to a good of a country that can. I think I understand what you're saying, right? So a country is different because it can help me as well, right? It can turn around and help me. We're collect a group of people in that way. Is that what you're saying, or no?
Teacher,
Yeah,
I have
more or less. Not really. I mean, you can contribute your country, such as you. I mean, if you were a scientist, you would invent is a really unique medicine.
Right.
For yeah, it's a good thing. You invent this medicine. You found this medicine. This medicine become famous in your in good for your country. It's a good contribution for your country. Everybody respect that. I think it is not racism. That is racism is a bad thing.
Right.
If you compare two things.
Okay.
Can I say?
Please go ahead.
You were speaking about some duty. I think some duty based like for your country, but I think here it's really we should define the word country in some in more particular what you understand by saying the word country, or
Yeah.
it's people that present this country, or it's a territory part, or it's a government, or people. So it depends how you present the country, and then you should decide to who you to who you owe what. For example, if it's people who represent the country for you, you decide what you owe to these people. If it's territory, I guess it's clear for everybody that we should protect the nature, we should protect the environment and such things. As for government, I don't know, you should be proud of your government or you should contrary. I don't know, it depends.
Okay, so again, there's many different ways I could even talk about it. Sorry, go ahead, Sophie.
I just think that Christina is right but I think that to define the word country, for example, America is like that. Just imagine what will happen if the history changed. For example, there were no war. For example, United States and Canada were the same country, or Mexico, United States was same country. So you will, when I say that I fight for my country, or I want to belong and I am proud of my country, I should not just limit myself to the border. I just think that you should belong to something bigger. We are all human. When we do something good, we must do it to help other people to I mean, we should, how can I say that, to contribute in good things for all, in something good for all humanity. When my government I come to the word country, when my country or my government do something good, I should support it because it's something good for all people. And when my country or my government do something bad, for example, do something bad that can hurt other countries or other people, I should say no to my government, to my country. Because we are all human, we all live in this earth, and when something bad will happen to this earth, it will affect all of us, not just one country. When we say that the weather change, it doesn't just affect United States or Russia or Africa. We are all under the same sky, in the same earth. So I think that we should think about good things, things that can be good for all of us.
Some countries is really wants to exploit the other countries. That's why these countries is a humanity in a society, in a really live in a wealthy place. But other people, if you look at the third world countries, they suffer and poverty. That explains everything. Okay, we are in the same ship, but imagine the world like a Titanic. Some countries easily live in a luxury rooms. Some countries live in the deep on the Titanic in a bad circumstances. It's exploit. Every country take care of their own benefits.
Right.
That's why it's.
Right, and again, Wolf, that's a good question here. Is that even the right thing to do for a country to just take care of its own, or should it be more important for a country to take care of the world, right? So, for example, think of the president of your country, right? If they started giving your government, your country's money to other nations that needed that money more, right? Would you like that? Or would you say, no, listen, our country already has its own problems. We need the money here, right? We need the money here. Don't give that money away to other countries. That's wrong, right?
Can I say?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
because
I think so.
if my country desperately needs the money, why my presidents give the money to other countries is because it's ridiculous, it's not understandable. If my country in a wealthy situation, I support my president. We have to help others peoples, but it is a circumstances is important.
Okay, so let me zone down a little more. So when we talk about someone that represents our country, right? So a president or maybe a prime minister or whoever else to be, a king, queen, right? Do they need to be more patriotic than normal people? So again, that scale that was given earlier, like the 1 to 10, or do presidents need to be more extreme about their patriotism than the average person?
But sorry, it's really it's different because it's a if for example, if you look at your country in United States, is a Republican and Democrat. Is Republican is more conservative, more nationalist, but is a the other side. These people, other people, not really conservative. It's each candidate is a different potential. I mean, some is a support religions, some supports nationalists, some supports other things. How they collect people's votes?
Right, and I guess again, that my question, though, Wolf, is: do I want them to be more patriot or more patriotic than the average person? Do I want them to care more about nationalism than the average person?
Can I say about president?
Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, you can.
So, thank you. As for me, I have to say this because I'm from Russia, and here we have a president, and here we have lots of people who are very, very poor. So if my president would give some money to other countries, to African countries, or to some other that really need this money, I would be really, really happy because I have now I have nothing of this money, absolutely. So it wouldn't change my situation at all, the situation for most of people in the country. And I have an example here. In my city, which is not so big, it should be some summit of BRICS or something like this in 2014, I guess. And for this event, many roads and many different hotels should be built. And when I knew that this money will be taken from the city budget, I was also asked what I've been thinking about this question, and the answer was the same, that I'm only for this taking from the budget. Because why I was for? Because roads, buildings, and everything that will be constructed during the preparation will stay, and in the other case we will have nothing. Everything will be the same, so we wouldn't see this money no how, if you understand what I mean. And this year we had a hockey championship among the youngsters in my city, and many Americans and Canadians came to my town, to my city. And for these fans, were also built many different things, as roads were constructed and reconstructed, and also hotels and such things. And so the money that were spent on this event, I didn't notice how they were taken from there, but I see the consequences that are good. And maybe in case of it's a bit off topic, but I guess it's something from here too. And I would be very glad if my president would spend the money for poor countries, because I think we should give what we have if we have what to give.
That's good. Yeah, go ahead.
We can think about that. So teacher, I can give you an example. You have your own family. You have much money. Will you give money to someone else and you know that your family need this money more than anyone else? Will you do that? Will you choose to give money to someone else and let your family without money? No. So everyone, I think that everyone have a responsibility. For example, a father must take care first of his family. So when his family and people are okay, then he can give this money to other people who can need it. For example, the president of any country, I think that at first he must take care of his country, of his people. So when his people, they are fine, everyone, there is no poor, everyone is happy with his life, then if you have money and you can help other people, then you can help them. But I don't understand why you know that your people, they are very poor, they need this money more than anyone else, and you take this money and give it to other country and spend it in things that will not help your people.
Is there any country that doesn't have any poor?
It's because it's a problem for that unfair distribution. It's unfair distribution. If you look at the world, is a income justice not happen every country. Some countries really minimum wage around $100, and but if you look at what developed countries is a minimum wage around $1,000. It's not fair, I mean. But sometimes you can't blame on the president. Some presidents depend to other countries' presidents. Other countries' presidents more powerful than small countries' presidents. Some presidents forced the other president for their policy. Some countries see the power to lock other countries' economic situation. I think we have to focus on the system. System is wrong. People is not wrong. The system is crap.
That's a good point, Wolf. Is again, maybe before we even talk about patriotism or helping other nations, right? We need to look at the very system that's causing the problems, right? Yeah. And then, like Lendit's saying, yeah, maybe there's homeless people in every country, right? Is there a country that doesn't have poor people? I don't know one. I don't think that is the case, right? Maybe some countries have less poor people, right? But again, is there a moral duty? So again, maybe let's say, for example, in the United States that there's not a whole lot of homeless people, right? And in another nation there is. Would it still be the right thing for my president to say, we're going to give all this money to this other nation because they have more homeless people than we do, and they need the money more than we do?
But you have to think, okay.
You need to first...
Go, Linda first.
Yeah, really fast. So you need to first solve your problems in your country to help others. It's like they were saying, you will take your money from your family to give it to someone else. No, first you solve your problems and then you help others.
You need to help first your country's poor, because it's your responsibility, your first responsibility, your people. Can you tell me, please, if you couldn't help your people, how are you gonna help other people?
Right. I guess Go ahead there. Something.
Sorry, teacher, if I just jump. I just want to say that, for example, when my president, he know that in my country there is poor people that need help, but he choose to give help and spend some money to another country. I'm sure that my president, for example, he don't give this money just to help poor people. I'm sure that he gave this money because he have some interest in the other countries, and he want to spend this money to achieve something there. So maybe it's a question of interest.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great, right? Again, so again, maybe if I'm the president, I can give my money, my country's money, to other nations, right? And it can be right, and I can still be a patriotic president if I'm doing it because I want to make a deal with the country that will help out mine or something like that. Is that what you were saying? I might give the money away because I have an interest, a certain reason. It's not just kindness, it's I want to make a deal.
Maybe nothing is free. I mean, when a relation between countries is based on interest, it's
Right.
not based on charity and help me help you. There is always interest between countries. It's not like between people. I help you because I want to help you because you are nice. But countries, if I have interest on you, I will help you. I will give you my help because I have something to take from you. If I have no interest on you, you go to die, destroy your country. It's like in Africa. In Africa, you can say that there is nothing. There is not big countries, for example, the powerful countries. They have no interest in Africa. So that's why you see that people there fight, and no one try to stop the fights there. No one try to stop wars there. But when there is, for example, a small conflict in
No,
Asia, in Europe, you can find that biggest countries they try to stop these wars, this conflict. They send money, they help. So it's all about interest between countries. We should not be emotional when we talk about helping people, poor people between countries. Relation between countries is not like relation between people. That's the point.
Okay, that's good. That's excellent. That's good. Wolf, you were going to say something?
no, I'm going to say in Africa, a lot of developed countries turn the blind eye to Africa in the wars. There are a lot of wars happening in Africa, but nobody give attention because no resources in Africa real. If you look at the Middle East, every developed country trying to raise each other, bring to the peace to the Middle East because there are a lot of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it explains a lot of things because nobody really, I mean, some countries' real intention not keep piecing project. Their real intention exploit resources.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So again, okay. Let me ask you another question here. Then, and I think we've already touched on it. But is it patriotic to disagree with your country? Is it patriotic to say, I don't like what my country's doing. I don't like my country. Is that patriotic?
But
And
it's a
here we're
patriotic.
talking about what government has decided.
Yeah, there is a big difference between my country and my government. Government sometimes can have bad choices and do bad things, but it doesn't mean that I hate my country. When I say no to my government, it's because I love my country and I want to protect my country. I'm against some people that they are in the government and try to take, because they have power, maybe they take some bad decisions that can affect people. So I have the right to say no to them, but it doesn't mean that I don't like my country. It means that I love my country and I'm using my brain to think and to analyze the government decision and choose to say yes or no. That's the point.
No, I think that's good. Yeah, there is a difference between government and country. I could definitely disagree with my government because I love my country. Go ahead, Wolf.
Nationalism is a. If you look at the nationalism, is a sometimes gonna be a really good weapon and sometimes really be boomerang. It's harm you. If you look at after Cold War, end of the Soviet Union, because it's nationalism collapsed Soviet Union, because United States organized the towards the communist threat to other countries, make more patriot and more nationalist and religious. The United States support the Muslim religion against the Soviet Union, and in the end, Soviet Union it's collapsed. Its communism collapsed, but social conservatism is increased. Is now is a United States see the Muslim. I mean, Islam is a kind of threat towards the United States. It's kind
Right.
of boomerang. Is now is going to turn to United States. But some people really is easily manipulate these beliefs, nationalism, religious, the other things. They really manipulate these terms to for their own benefit, to deceive the people, because you can easily deceive people, because if you say some nationalist thing, because it's really emotional things, everybody likes their country, you can really manipulate them, and end of the your manipulation, you can use them easily. People
No,
need to really sorry, go.
no, I think that that's great, because again, I might be in charge of a country and want a war, maybe for my own personal reasons, you know. But I could say, to be a patriot, you must serve your country, go to war, right? But I've manipulated them, and it's not really true patriotism at all.
Yeah, exactly what it's not true patriotism, because some people use your beliefs, your emotion, they use like a weapon for their interest.
Good. Okay. Any other thoughts? Christine, were you going to say something earlier?
Yes, I wanted, but it's already off top, because I
Oh, the
wanted
time.
to
Okay.
say, when you were speaking about something about country, if you should be if you should accept what your country does or you shouldn't. And here I also wanted to say about that it's not a country, it's never country who decides, but the government only. So you are, and we are, we should follow the opinion of the decisions of some particular persons that can be wrong, like the leaders, like the president, the prime minister, and such people. So we are not so.
No, sorry. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Or did,
So we're like, you were talking about war, I guess, and even there, most of men who are fighting on during the wars, they maybe don't want to do it, and they would prefer to stay at home with their wives and children and such things. But the government, the country, make men go to fight for, I don't know, for nothing in most of cases. And also
Okay.
about
Yeah, it's
patriotism, I wanted to say that we also very depend on the opinion that that other nation have about our nation. For example, me being Russian, I'm people think about me as of one average Russian they were met someday. And about other
ندخل احكي
people,
لهم
for
على الحلقة
example,
لا أعرف أحكي أسولف يعني
uh, and it works also with people from Arabic country who can be really kind, really nice, really good person. But the image of the nation created by some particular person, as Osama bin Laden, and so on and so forth, and it influences the opinion about such no, about our nation. For example, you Americans
English
are
now.
um,
Please, if you want to
interpret.
speak with me.
Keep going.
Okay,
Christian.
so we are like slaves of the stereotypes. It often, yes, stereotypes. It often works, I guess, and not always for us, and very often against.
That's true. That's true. Again, and maybe again, there's something with stereotypes in which Americans are a certain way, right? And maybe that can be helpful for patriotism to think that Americans are a certain way and we need to defend that lifestyle, right? Or Russians are a certain way and we need to defend that lifestyle. But they can also be harmful, like you said. Maria, you're going to say something?
No, okay. Talking about the stereotypes, Colombia is stereotyping to stereotyped to by other countries because the international image of our country is very bad. You know, all the drugs and the war and the local wars and everything. But if people could travel here, people will realize that Colombia is a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's definitely. Please go ahead.
No, you continue your idea first, and I speak.
No, I was just going to repeat. Go ahead.
Okay. So I remember a speech of George W. Bush in the Congress, and he said one thing. He said, "Why they hate us? I mean, why people in terrorists and other stuff? Why they hate United States?" And he said, "It's because of our freedom. It's because of our democratic. It's because of our style of life." That's what he said. But the problem is that he used good things to say big lies. I wish you are not offended, my teacher.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, why? Because now you find that American soldier, where they fight in Afghanistan, they fight in Iraq, they fight in many countries, and they go there for the politician. They say to the soldier that you go there to fight for democratic, to fight for freedom. But the truth is that soldiers, they go to those countries and fight for oil, for petrol, for gas, for the interest of the big company and some small rich people in Washington. So and most of American people, they believe that their sons, they go to Iraq to fight for freedom, and they don't know that when, for example, just imagine China or Russia. They take their troops and go to fight United States and take control of your city. What will you do?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So again, it's. I know what you mean. What George Bush said there. He's using. Rhetoric.
It's using good. Yeah, it's using good word. It's using good words to say big lies. When an American died in Iraq or Afghanistan, they say that terrorists. They say that terrorist Osama bin Laden killed our soldier, but it's normal. It's resistance because you go and colonize their lands, their city. So it's normal that they fight back to protect their lands, their family, because it's like when Hitler and Germany start to colonize France and start to attack England, Spain, Russia. What people do, they fight back. And what Hitler said, he said that those people from us, they are terrorists because they killed our soldiers. For Hitler, they are terrorists. But French, for them, it's resistance. It's our right to resist someone who came to take our lands.
No, again, it's very interesting what you said there, and that's a good point. Really, and I wish we could talk more about this. I do have to finish the class up so you guys can make it to other classes. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for your opinions. This was good.
Thank you. It was really nice. Your choice of topic is perfect. I adore you.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you guys. Well, please keep coming to my classes. If you guys have suggestions for my classes, here's my Facebook page. Go ahead and follow me. Again, complain if you need to. But thank you. Thank you, Christina. And then thank you, everyone else.
Much more than 1 hour for your discussion.
That's true. It's true. I usually do. Okay. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys later, okay? You guys have a great day.
Bye.
You too.